Disclaimer, the comments made in this video are intended for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to offend anyone. Everyone thinks they are tough until they meet the wrong person at the wrong time. This video is a collection of real moments where intimidation backfires and confidence collapses. These are the situations bullies never expect and the outcomes they cannot control. So let's start with a late-night metro bully who mistakes silence for weakness and decides to get physical. This is what happens when confidence gets mistaken for dominance. One guy runs his mouth and pushes limits. The other stays calm and fully aware. One bad decision changes everything fast. In moments, the bully finds out that quiet people are often the most dangerous to underestimate. Next up, a loud argument turns into a harsh reality check when intimidation meets real composure. The guy in black keeps closing the gap, talking tough and trying to control the moment. The other man barely reacts and stays focused. As soon as that space disappears, everything changes. Sharp strikes end it quickly, proving that patience and awareness beat empty posturing every time. Shifting to a city sidewalk outside a late-night bar, this confrontation shows how arrogance collapses when it meets real restraint. One man keeps pressing forward, talking loud and putting on a show, convinced intimidation will win the moment. The other gives space, stays focused, and waits. When the taunts turn into a challenge, it ends immediately. One precise strike settles everything, and the noise stops just as fast as it started. Inside a packed stadium where emotions already run high, one aggressive move turns a loud confrontation into instant regret. Charging over seats and getting in someone's face might look intimidating to a crowd, but it only works until real resistance shows up. Once hands are thrown, the response is immediate and overwhelming. A few sharp punches send the instigator stumbling backward, leaving shocked spectators watching a tough act fall apart in seconds. This time out on a street corner near a small market, a quiet act of vandalism turns into instant consequences. Thinking no one was looking, the man casually damages a parked car and tries to walk it off. Bad timing. The owner steps out, sees everything, and reacts without hesitation. What follows is fast and decisive. One reckless choice ends with regret on the ground and a clear reminder that sneaky actions rarely stay unseen. Taking a darker turn from street scuffles, this clip shows how cruelty can follow someone far longer than they expect. What begins as mocking a disabled stranger quickly spirals into public outrage, legal trouble, and irreversible consequences. The footage spreads, identities surface, and accountability hits from every direction. Courtrooms replace bravado, freedom disappears, and the aftermath proves that some actions don't just backfire once. They keep coming back until the damage is final. Now Now switching to a crowded bus ride, a small act of provocation turns into a public clash much faster than expected. What starts as repeated unwanted touching seems playful to one person, but it crosses a line. Once the standing passenger realizes what's happening, patience disappears. The reaction is loud, direct, and unmistakable. No punches are thrown, yet the message lands hard. Sometimes meeting your match means being forced to stop immediately. Then, inside a small corner store late at night, a loud conflict crosses from talk into consequences.
You giving me a pass like this is not my hood. I just get off and good. No, rapping. I anybody in my pass. I will anybody in my pass. See what I'm talking about.
The shouting starts immediately, with threats flying and personal space disappearing fast. The employee stays still, listens, and gives every chance for it to end peacefully. Once the yelling turns into direct danger, restraint is gone. One clean punch ends the chaos on the spot, reminding everyone that intimidation only works until someone refuses to tolerate it. Elsewhere in a parking lot under bright lights, another heated exchange proves how fast intimidation can fall apart.
Just leave our Right, go in.
What, you think you're Scottish?
No,
you think you're
stop.
bad? I'll you up.
Hey, look!
Oh.
Don't threaten me!
Go on, go on.
Don't threaten
Go
me!
on.
The confrontation is loud and crowded, with threats filling the air and friends trying to pull someone back. One man stays planted, silent, and unshaken. The moment a clear threat is made, the response is immediate. A single headbutt flips the dynamic, sending the aggressor away, and suddenly he's focused on leaving instead of posturing. This time outside a building where tempers were already high, this encounter shows what happens when intimidation meets professional restraint. The shirtless guy walks in puffed up, selling intimidation with posture alone. Words turn into movement, and a wild punch follows. That's when the dynamic shifts completely. A quick level change, a powerful lift, and the fight is over on the pavement. Strength without control fades fast when experience steps in. Meanwhile, inside a crowded Walmart late at night, reckless shouting finally collides with real authority. At first, the noise and posturing push shoppers to keep their distance. Then a calm bystander steps forward without matching the energy. The yelling keeps going, confidence stays loud, and judgment disappears. The moment the aggressor lunges, the response is immediate. One clean strike ends the outburst and leaves the aisle silent. In this clip, inside a small convenience store, confidence built on intimidation runs straight into real experience. The helmet and swagger sell a sense of control, stepping close and making demands like fear is guaranteed. Calm says nothing and waits. The moment hands get involved, everything changes. One sharp strike ends the attempt instantly, and the so-called robber is left on the floor while the professional walks out like it was business as usual. At another moment in a quiet suburban neighborhood, crossing the wrong line brings instant consequences.
You doing in my house, huh? What the you think you're gonna do in my goddamn house? Leave my now. Leave my get fucked up. You want to save me? I said, go. Don't come back to my goddamn house.
What starts as a chase turns into a serious mistake the second the door gets forced open. The reaction is immediate and overwhelming. Strong words and sheer presence send the intruder running, proving some boundaries only need to be crossed once to be learned. Elsewhere, captured on an old security camera outside a bar, a group mistakes calm for weakness and pays for it immediately. Following, taunting, and posturing feel safe when numbers are on your side. What they miss is experience. The moment hands come forward, the response is surgical. 2 clean combinations drop 2 men in seconds, and the rest freeze in place. Silence says it all. Some skills don't fade, even years later. Over in a small retail shop caught on CCTV, another bully learns that intimidation has limits. He walks in looking for trouble and immediately targets someone smaller, shoving him for no reason. That's when an old man steps forward and the entire situation flips. The aggressor ends up on the floor, suddenly begging instead of boasting. Now, in a casual restaurant setting, disrespect built on assumptions turns into a fast reality check. Trying to impress friends, the younger guy confuses age with weakness and keeps pushing. The response stays measured and controlled. The moment he stands up, the situation flips. Experience and balance take over, and within seconds, the bully is grounded and quiet, learning that confidence without skill doesn't last long. Check this one. Unchecked aggression collides with quiet control.
Bitch, look who you running from though. You running from that little bitch. Cause I will rock your mother fat bitch ass. I'll show you what.
Oh.
The response stays calm and effortless. Without throwing a punch or saying much at all, one smooth movement changes everything. Balance is lost, pride goes with it, and the situation ends in laughter instead of violence. Elsewhere on a busy street in Brazil, a getaway attempt turns into a full stop when speed meets skill. The thief thinks he's clear, backpack in hand and space ahead. What he doesn't see is a trained jiu-jitsu fighter cutting off the angle. One sprint, one clean intercept, and gravity does the rest. The slam is instant, control follows, and help arrives. No chaos, no panic, just technique shutting down a bad decision in seconds. Next up, a tense standoff on a narrow staircase turns from loud talk into a hard lesson.
Can we not talk while I'm standing here and you standing down there?
Listen,
You listen. I just need you to turn. Go down. Keep walking.
Listen, mother. I ain't trying to bite you.
All right, Bullies, go downstairs.
The man below keeps running his mouth, trying to flip the power dynamic with noise and insults. Clear warnings go ignored, distance disappears, and patience runs out. One word draws the line. Once it's crossed, the response is immediate. A single strike sends the instigator tumbling, proving bravado means nothing without control. In this clip, tension inside a retail aisle snaps in an instant after shouting turns physical. The argument is loud, faces are close, and boundaries disappear fast. One slap changes the situation immediately. There's no chasing and no extra swings, just a single reaction meant to create space. The fall says everything the shouting couldn't, leaving the store quiet and the lesson painfully clear. In this case, the story starts long before the first punch is thrown, with disrespect turning a professional fight into something personal. At the face-off, the taunting looks playful, but it keeps pushing past the line. Calm turns into warning, warning turns into confidence, and confidence turns into showmanship once the cage door closes. When the opening finally appears, it ends instantly. The knockout isn't just a win, it's a statement about what happens when Mockery meets elite skill. This time, a routine workout suddenly turns tense when ego gets mixed into the wrong space. One guy thinks size and attitude give him control of the gym, stepping in close and trying to run someone off a bench. There's no arguing back and no trash talk, just a sudden shift in momentum. In seconds, technique replaces intimidation, and the so-called bully is left on the floor wondering what just happened. To close things out, this street fight shows how arrogance can collapse in a single moment. The smaller guy puts on a show, yelling, posturing, and refusing every chance to walk away. Warnings get ignored, and the performance keeps going. Then reality steps in. One clean punch ends the act instantly, leaving silence, shocked faces, and a hard reminder that size, timing, and restraint matter more than noise. Every clip here proves the same lesson. Intimidation is fragile, and it only works until someone refuses to fold. If you enjoyed this breakdown of real consequences, subscribe for more moments where reality checks ego.